Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news. We have a major update on Julian Timber, Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira, and Gabriel Jesus. And it could be Arsenal's season is just starting rather than ending. By the time we went for the winter break, I was devastated. I was frustrated. I thought with all these injuries, Arsenal on a bad run, we can't score goals. We are out of the FA Cup. Our season is definitely over, but we have something huge. According to John Crossmira, these 4 players are going to be available for Mikel Arteta in a very, very short period of time, with Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, and Fabio Vieira coming back as early as January. Now, we're going to be diving into those stories and why I think Arsenal season is just starting, and probably if Mikel Arteta can get it together, we might put up a good run in Europe. I don't trust ourselves in the Premier League. It's a very difficult run for us to go 18 games. But I really trust Arsenal in the Champions League. I really trust Arsenal. We can go and do it. We can go and do it for the first time. We've never done it. But if Partey is back, Timber is back, Fabio Vieira is back, the likes of Gabriel Jesus are not having fatal injuries, you never know. Arsenal could go there in the UEFA Champions League and do it. So let me know in the comment box below. Am I just deluded? I mean, I could be delusional at times, and I could be frustrating on the other times when I'm really, really mad about this football club. But do you think, with everyone back at the side, when come February, when we take on FC Porto, a couple of our players will actually back in contention. If we beat FC Porto and get to the quarterfinals, we could play Madrid, we could play Bayern. But do you think we stand a chance? Do you think Arsenal can actually win the Champions League if we correct our goal scoring, of course, ability, and we get together our midfield and our defensive partnership, which we know we are actually very good at? We really defend very well. We're one of the best teams in the midfield at governing the ball and keeping it and taking care of it. Do we stand a chance in the UEFA Champions League? That is the question for you in the comment box below. I'm sincerely desperate to get your thoughts there, because I want a trophy this season. I'm not saying Mikel should be sacked if we don't get one, but I really want a trophy this season. I want something we can point to. And the Carabao Cup and FA Cup now being not an option, maybe Arsenal could go on and win something big, something we can brag about against Man United and Liverpool fans. It's high time we get some silverware in this Arsenal cupboard. So let me know in the comment box below. And it's an easy talk, so get those likes in as well as you chat with me in the comment box below. Now, according to John Crossmira, he said that Thomas Partey could give Arsenal a major boost in returning before the end of January. Partey has stepped up his rehabilitation work and could return for the first team, for first team duty during Arsenal's trip to Nottingham Forest on January the 30th. That is according to John Crossmira right there from the Mirror. He's called John Cross. I don't know why I really call him John Crossmira, but again, he's one of those people that are reliable, even though he's reporting for pretty much a very unreliable outlet in the Mirror. Now, with Thomas Partey, I think I've talked about him a lot on this channel, more than I've ever talked about him on the other big one on the podcast. Thomas Partey's coming back, and Partey's arrival from injury, his return from injury, is going to be significant between Arsenal winning any silverware and not winning anything. If we can keep Thomas Partey fit when he comes back until the end of the campaign, I'm really sure Arsenal could go on and win something huge. Like, imagine Partey and Declan Rice in midfield against Bayern, against Madrid, against FC Porto, against all these sides that Arsenal are really skeptical about beating. I think our midfield ranks maybe 3rd or 4th in the Champions League. I think Man City have a better midfield than us. That's no question about that. PSG on paper look better, but in terms of cohesion and in terms of quality, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, and Kai Havertz, we might actually have a better midfield than PSG. Bayern, Sane, Goretzka, and Kimmich, I think Bayern have a better midfield. Not so. Madrid, they have a better midfield. I mean, they have Cruz and Modric. Those two are cheat codes. But why Thomas Partey is very vital to Mikel Arteta's setup, it is the fact that we are not scoring goals, and that is coming from deep in our midfield. the fact that Declan Rice is slower and loves to to build up slower as compared to Thomas Partey. Partey loves to build up quicker, loves to release he loves to release Odegaard quicker, release Saka quicker, release Martinelli quicker, and that is going to be a very vital part in Arsenal scoring more goals. Now, I also think we miss a player like Granit Xhaka, because Xhaka is a hard worker. He's a player that literally has a lot of qualities that we're missing right now. But I also think that we can get a Granit Xhaka, we can get a piece of Granit Xhaka from Declan Rice. Rice is a phenomenal footballer. So if Arsenal can actually get Partey back and keep him fit for a long period of time, it's going to be massive. It's going to be very important. Now, when it comes back by the 30th of January, we might actually have a couple of, we'll have so many games to go. We'll have all the games to play in the Champions League, and we will have around 19 games to play. Is it 19 or 17 games actually to play in the Premier League? So that run, if we can go on a run of 10 games, and I know we've done it with Thomas Partey before, run of 10 games, unbeaten, winning 8, and probably drawing 2, that could be another game changer for us. Now, as we talk about game changers, no one actually thinks about this, but Fabio Vieira as well, he's back in training. He's not really back in full training, but he's also training in Dubai, and we could have a major update when he comes back. That is when we come back on the 20th of Crystal Palace. So we are expecting Fabio Vieira to be available on the same date as Thomas Partey. That is 30th of January when Arsenal take on Nottingham Forest. I don't expect him to come back earlier, but I would expect him to come back probably early February. Fabio Vieira this season has been one of the most improved players, and Mikel Arteta talked about it, that at the moment he's one of the players that are giving you the right amount of quality, the right amount of output, and the right amount of patience. He's very patient. He won't actually push the manager. He won't get frustrated. But when he gets the chance, we have seen it work. We have seen him we have seen his work under construction, and he's done it very well against Fulham. I think that was a very good game that he came in and changed the game. I think the other game was Crystal Palace. Was it Crystal Palace? Probably, where he came on as well and really had a very good performance. So what Mikel Arteta wants now is to have reliable options, is to have quality options, and Fabio Vieira, in him there, you have a more reliable option, and you have a better player. You have a better quality. In terms of coming off the bench. Now, I'm not on the view that he starts every game when he comes back, but I think he's one of those players that come from the bench and can change the game. To be honest, at the moment, guys, we don't have a player on the Arsenal bench that changes games. I think we have players that have the ability to change games, but we don't have a single player that is changing games right now. Trossard is not doing it. Reece Nelson, nowhere near. Edin Ketia, I'm sorry. And ESR, we know he's got the ability, but at the moment, we've got to say the fact, he's not changing our games. He's not changing our fortunes. So then that means that you need a player like Fabio Vieira. Vieira has come on in games and has changed them. But then also, maybe there are times where Fabio Vieira is more necessary than Jorginho or even Kai Havertz. So if we play Kai Havertz up top, maybe Gabriel Jesus is not fit for that purpose, and we play Kai Havertz up top, we might have Fabio Vieira and Martin Odegaard right against each other, adjacent to each other in the left 8 and right 8 in midfield. And that would boost our creativity. And it's something I've always talked about. When it comes onto the pitch, Vieira, there is increased creativity. You can see Arsenal creating better, Arsenal trying to do this and that, Arsenal trying this, Arsenal trying that. So for me, Fabio Vieira coming back is really going to give Mikel Arteta a very wonderful option. Even if he goes to the market right now, he's not going to find a player as creative as Fabio Vieira, as good, as quality as Fabio Vieira. So what he's got to do is pray that Fabio comes back and, of course, manage his minutes, manage his injury. He's gone through a surgery. That means that there is something serious about him, right? You want to take him slow. You want him to take baby steps. But at the moment, Arsenal really don't have a lot of time to take baby steps. So let him come back, manage his minutes, try to make sure that whatever happens, he doesn't pick up another injury. Now, John Cross also says that Gabriel Jesus, who missed the Liverpool game out with an injury, is also back in training, and he will be available as soon as we come back for Crystal Palace. Before we sign a striker, even if we sign a striker right now, I still think Gabriel Jesus is in contention to start ahead of the new striker that we would have brought in. The good thing with Jesus, he is a Mikel Arteta player, and he's a Pep Guardiola player. So if you're a Mikel Arteta player and you are a Pep Guardiola player, you know what it is, right? You're always going to be as good as relevant as they come. He plays the way Mikel Arteta wants. He plays in the fashion that the manager really appreciates. I don't think it's gonna be easy for Arsenal to actually walk away from a player like Gabriel Jesus. Eventually, we will have to. We'll have to, look at other players. We'll have to look at more clinical players. But the truth is, it's never easy. It's never easy for us to go. Gabriel Jesus is now out, and now we brought in Victor Osimhen, because we know the output, we know the work, we know how scary he is for defenses, and his creativity is at another level. Now, he's one of the players that this season have not gotten so many chances, so I'm not going to blame him for wasting chances, but I'll blame him for his positioning as a striker. Once in a while, you've got to be at the back post. Once in a while, you should be running off the shoulder, trying to, score. Once in a while, you should be pushing the centre backs and all that. And at times he's done it. At times he's actually not done it very, very well. But when he comes back this season, or whether Arsenal have signed a number 9 or not, he's gonna be a key player. He's going to be a very important player. He's like a magnet. All these other players actually cling onto him, and their performances are determined by his performance. So when he has a good game, I tell you, they'll have good games. And when he has a bad game, they'll have bad games. They will struggle. And why they will struggle? It's clear. He is a magnet. He is a metronome of that Arsenal attack. And with him not doing very well, with him not taking on players as he wants to, as he would have wanted to, he's affected the whole attack. But with the Gabriel Jesus injury, for me, I think Mikel Arteta should be man enough to go on and get a number 9. Just get a number 9. Protect your number 9. Protect Gabriel Jesus. You can bring him on. You can bring him on in games where you think is very important. You can actually start him in games and take him off after 60, 70 minutes just to protect him as a player. If you talk to him, he will understand that, hey, I'm not benching you. I'm actually trying to help you. I'm trying to help out your career here. If you become too injury prone, no club is going to want to sign you, and you can't play and represent Arsenal either. Lastly, it is Julian Timber, and with the Julian Timber one, it's a massive one. He's back on grass. He's already now stepping on grass, and when the player starts stepping on grass, then things are actually evolving well. Things are actually moving very well. For me, Timber is vital for us in the Champions League. Like, very vital for us in the Champions League. In the knockout stages, I've been playing a game. I've been playing the Dream League Saga on the phone. And actually, one thing I've seen with knockout football, it's about how much you concede compared to how much you score. So the games where I played a 1-0 and I got through, and then there are games where I've conceded 1-0 and I try as much as I can to get back in the game. I hit the post, I get as close as I can, I'm missing chances, and I literally don't score. And it's 1-0 and you're out of the competition and you're waiting for the second season, the next season, right? So for me, Timber is going to be very crucial for us because of his defensive ability, but also his ball playing ability. With Timber probably on the left-hand side to replace Zinchenko, you think Arsenal have a solid base defensively to take on Bayern, to take off the likes of Real Madrid, and then at right back, when you have Benjamin White, who's also a centre back, or Tomiyasu, who has that vibe of a centre back and a very good right back as well, that's a very good base. That's a really, really very, very good base. So the injury crisis is actually coming down, and that means that Arsenal's season could be starting. I mean, when we started the season, we had Partey, we had Timber, we had Gabriel Jesus, we had Fabio Vieira, we had all these guys fit. They were okay, and everyone was available for selection. But as we have grown into the season, injuries have actually hit us hard. Mikel Arteta, that is why I don't blame him that much. That's why I say keep the boss, keep the manager. Right, he's done well. 40 points with all these injuries, as if they were sent to us through an African, spy. You've got to feel for the manager. You've got to feel for the team as well. So that injury update for me means that our season is back. Our season is coming back. Right. All we have to do is to make sure that we don't lose more games before these players come back. Don't lose more games. We can't afford to lose more games. Just keep on winning. When they come back, they give us different alternatives. They give us different ways to approach games, and that could be the point where Arsenal gets back on track. So let me know. Do you think Partey, Timber, Jesus, and Vieira coming back is a massive boost? Are they like new signings to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal right now? Or are we actually just hopeful nothing's gonna happen? Let me know in the comment box below.